What's up, guys? Welcome to Chocolate Sweets. It's your girl Chocolate. I hope everyone is doing great out there in the YouTube world. I know I've been missing in action, guys, but I'm going to try to pick back up on these videos now that school is out and activities are done. But this video today is a book review. I finally did finish a book, and the book is by T.I., Power and Beauty. I've had this book for a while, and it took me a very, very, very long time to read the book. My husband actually got the book and when he won something on the radio station, they gave him the book as a prize along with the money that he won. He was reading it and was telling me about it, and it kind of got intrigued. Now, I will say this about this book. I know it was T.I.'s first book, and he probably never... It is Power and Beauty, the love story on the streets by T.I. and David Ritz wrote the book with him. And let me just read what it says on the inside of the cover. You know, it tells you what the book is going to be about. It says, after the death of his mother, Charlotte Paul Power... let me start over, guys. After the death of his mother, Charlotte Paul Power Clay allows himself to be guided by Slim, a local businessman. Slim always has the best of everything, and Power is sure that if he learns Slim's ways, he'll make something of himself and perhaps be worthy of Tanya Beauty Long. From Chicago to Miami to New York, through drugs, women, and violence, Power makes the difficult transition from boy to man, and in doing so, begins to question whether those who have taught him, including Slim, truly have his best interests at heart. Beauty has always known that the only person she can rely on is herself. After her mother died when she was just 10 years old, she was adopted by a close friend, Charlotte Clay. But after Charlotte's death, Beauty knows she's no longer safe and protected, especially as Power gets sucked into a new kind of life. As soon as she can, she turns her back on Atlanta and the growing love she feels for Power for a chance to make it in the Big Apple. With a successful fashion career on the horizon, Beauty takes New York by storm with business savvy and breathtaking good looks. But she's never forgotten those she left behind, and when it comes clear that Power needs her, Beauty will risk everything to save the man she loves. Now, when you read that, you think this is going to be a novel, and the story is going to blend together. I will tell you this. The story was poorly written. It took me forever to read the book. It could not keep my interest. But I was determined to finish the book because I had purchased the sequel, Trouble and Triumph. And it's written by the same ones. And I purchased it because it was on clearance at a bookstore somewhere in Myrtle Beach. Y'all remember it was in the book hall. But I finally finished the book because, of course, there's no basketball, there's no football going on, so there's nothing left for me to do right now except for read. Okay, the book is literally split in half. Half of the book is telling you all about Power and how he's running the streets and how Slim is trying to teach him things, and Slim is sending him to this state to learn something from that state's, main criminal or drug dealer or whatever it is. So Slim is sending Power all over the place. So that's what the first half of the book is about. And the only mention of Beauty in the first half of the book is when he's thinking about her. Now, the reason why they're thinking so much about each other because their mother, Power's mother, adopted Beauty when she was 10 years old. And of course, when she passed away during an explosion across the street, because Power's mother, Charlotte, used to do bookkeeping work for Slim. And the bar that she did bookkeeping on exploded, and she died in an explosion. So, of course, Beauty and Slim are now 16 when that happened, and they end up sleeping together because technically they're not brother and sister. So they end up sleeping together and always thinking about each other and so forth. I don't know how that goes, but... So, the first half of the book is strictly about Power learning the streets. Okay? The only mention of beauty is when he's thinking about her. The second half of the book is just is about beauty. So they literally split the book in half. And Beauty is going in New York, and she's going from town to town to learn about fashion. And then she get to a point where this big fashion mogul wants to have her as his bed warmer, so then he dies. So she ends up back in Atlanta, working at Claire's, y'all know Claire's. She ended up working at Claire's, and she ended up getting with this Asian guy that her biological mother used to work for. Now she's interested in him for what he can offer her in the beauty world. So, and then where it talks about her risking, Slim starts losing his mind back in Atlanta, and he starts killing people that are close to him. And then Beauty finally gets in touch with Power, and Power comes back to New York where she is, and while he's in New York, someone comes and grabs him. And that's literally how the book ends. Him being grabbed up and pulled into a van. Period. That's exactly how it ends. I tell you, no lie. It just stops. It just stops right there. So, with that being said, this literally could have been 2 books because that's how the book was written. Like I said, it took it a while for me to read, and I could have probably read this book over the course of a weekend while running my kids around, but it just didn't keep my interest, so it took me a very, very long time. So I am interested just because I do have the sequel. I wonder how long it's going to actually take me to read the sequel. Hopefully it's not written the same way. I'm praying that it's not written the same way. But I know we're going to find out, in the second book, why Slim went around killing all his all his close people that's been working with him for years. So, yeah. So, that's Power and Beauty. And, this book was on the bestsellers list, and I think only because it had T.I. as the author. I don't think it was because it was written well. I think it could have been written a whole lot better. Blended the two together. And but as always, pick it up and read it for yourself. It's probably on sale now on clearance about anywhere you can buy books. Of course, it's probably about $1 on Amazon right now. So, yeah. Power and Beauty by T.I. So, that is my book review for Power and Beauty. So, I'll be reading this one next, Trouble and Triumph. And I'll let you know what happens. Thank you guys so much for stopping through and watching. Toodles.